Good day, everybody, and once again we're back together. Right, we're continuing with Euclidean Geometry. So please, if you haven't subscribed, just make sure that you're part of the family. Right, we're looking at this exemplar paper for technical maths. So let's get right into the question. They say in the diagram below we've got PL, which is a diameter. Now, please, guys, I want you to note the moment that I have a diameter, any angle that is subtended by the diameter would be equal to 90 degrees. That is the angle at semicircle, right? So that means this guy and that guy should be 90 degrees. All right, so they say with a center, that is O. So we know that O is the center. Now, anytime that I've got a center, I always try to find out which ones are my radii, because you know that radii are equal. So OL is equal to OP, which is equal to OK. And that means that angle KOP must be an isosceles triangle. So is triangle KOL, right? That's an isosceles triangle, and that's an isosceles triangle right there. Right, so they say to us chop, or rather, listen to me saying chop, chord PN is produced to M rather, such that PN is equal to NM and PMK is 28 degrees, and it's that angle inside there. Right, now ladies and gents, they say to us calculate the sizes of LPN. So LPN is this angle right here. Okay, so what would be the size of that triangle, of that angle rather? So when I look at it, I see I've got two sides, firstly, that are equal in triangle LNP as well as LNM. But I want you to note also what it means is that this is a 90-degree angle, but we also have a common side, right? So if I look at the two triangles, so if I look at triangle LNP and triangle LNM, right? First of all, I know that NP is equal to NM, right? That's given. We also know that, where our battery is running out. I'm sure you wanted to click on your device, right? So we know that LN is common. Okay. And what do we note as well? We can see that we've got both N1 is equal to 90 degrees. That's angle at semicircle. Actually, N2 is equal to 90 degrees. Angle at semicircle. But what it also means is that therefore N1 is also equal to 90 degrees. And that is sum of angles on a straight line. Now, where am I going with this? Right, we've got two sides and the angle in between that are equal. So it means that those triangles are similar, right? So in this case, therefore, it means triangle LNP, right, is similar to triangle LNM. And why is that? Because we've got side, the angle in between, as well as side. So that's side, angle, side. In fact, not only are they similar, it looks like they are congruent, right? In fact, that's the thing that we should use. They are congruent. That's side, angle, side. So therefore, what does it mean? It means, in this case, that angle M should therefore be equal to angle P. Okay? So therefore, because I've got congruent triangles, it means that their corresponding angles are actually equal. So therefore, angle P must be equal to angle M, which is 28 degrees. And why is that the case? Because of congruent triangles. Okay, right, so that is what L and P, by the way, L and P is, LPN rather, is that angle P. So LPN is equal to angle LMN. All right, and those are congruent angles. Now that we know that this is 28 degrees, that's 28 degrees. Right, now can we find out what KOP is? Right, which one is angle KOP? It's this angle over here. Right? Now, how are we going to get that angle? So I'm going to try and find out in this case. Well, we can use sum of angles, or rather we can use angle at center as twice angle at circumference. Okay, I'm sure there are many other ways in which we could do that. But in this case, I'm going to say, look, I know what angle L3, for instance, is. Right? If this angle is 28, then it means that L3 is 90 minus 28 because of sum of angles on a triangle. So I'm going to say angle L3. Okay, in fact, let me say in triangle L and P, or L and M rather, I know that L3 plus N1 plus M, that's equal to 180. That's angles on a triangle. Okay, in a triangle, I should say. Right, so what does that make angle L3? So that's going to be 90 minus the 28. Okay, and that should give us 62, right? So that should be 62 degrees. Right, now ladies and gents, I want you to note, we've got this guy to be 62 degrees, right? But what it also tells us is that L3 must be 62 degrees. Why? Because of those similar triangles, right? So therefore L3 is equal to L2, and that's equal to 62. Why? Again, because of those congruent triangles, right? And so, ladies and gents, we can now find out what L1 is, right? So I'm going to say for L1, so L1 plus L2 plus L3, and that's equal to 180. That's angles on a straight line. Right. And so, ladies and gents, so that's 62 plus 62 plus L1 is equal to 180. So L1 is 180 minus 2 times 62. Okay, let's find that. And in fact, let's do this. That's 180 minus 2 times 62. And that gives us 56 degrees. Okay, there we go. Now, we know that the angle at the center is 2 times the angle at the circumference. So we found this guy to be 56. But the angle at the center is always twice the angle at the circumference. Note that they are subtended by the same chord, which is KP, right? So this would be the angle at the center, and this would be the angle at the circumference. So O2, or KOP, is equal to 2 times angle L1. And so that would be 2 times 56, and that gives us, that's 2 times 56, that's 112 degrees. So that is the size of KOP, right? Because of, in this case, we just simply said, because angle at center, in fact, I was supposed to write that. Angle at center equals 2 times angle at circumference. Right. And ladies and gents, that is truly how the cookie crumbles. All right, we are going to see each other again. These require quite a bit of practice, right? But I hope that you are able to understand. I'll see you guys again next time. Sharp, sharp.